Peace and blessings. I am Regina, and welcome to my happy place, Diva G's Reborns. Well, today is the day. We will be assembling our baby Onyx with her Emmy limbs. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's take a look at what we have done with our baby Onyx hair. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so she has this beautiful afro texture hair, and I left it long so that I could kind of give her a little bit of a swoopy kind of bang to cover, that area. Okay. So, yeah, so she has this beautiful, beautiful human afro hair. It's quite long, quite long and full, okay? So, but I like it very much like this. So, we're going to go ahead and get her assembled. Um, I think I did not put on her Aleen's paper glaze on her lips. I did put it on her nails. I didn't put it on her lips, but I will do that afterwards. That's not a big deal. So, yeah. So it is going to be our baby Onyx, her born day. So we are going to get everything all assembled here for her. And have you been enjoying this series with our 10-inch mini reborn Claire? She has been a lot of fun to reborn. And yeah. So she is available. Our baby Claire, she is available for purchase. You can reach out to me on my Facebook Messenger. My Facebook Messenger is Diva G's Reborns, the same as it is here. So you can reach out to me there on my Facebook Messenger. And yeah. So any other dolls that you see that you would like, you can reach out to me on my Facebook Messenger. You can also email me, but if you do it on my Facebook Messenger, I will generally see it a little bit quicker. Now, I don't know why my eyes, for some reason, they seem to be kind of bothering me today. So, okay, so let's get out. We're going to take her body out as well. Okay. And our Emmy's limbs and her body, her blank limbs and her body were sent to me in happy mail from Making Reborn Dolls with Karen. And I was so grateful because it then occurred to me that I could use these wonderful limbs on her body and create a cuddle baby. So, yeah, so it worked out quite nicely. So I'm very grateful to Karen for her generosity. I mean, and that wasn't the only thing that was in that happy mail, but yes, so let's get started. Wow, I'm excited. Are you also excited? I'm definitely excited. Now I'm going to use I'm going to use this Angel Soft. This Angel Soft, I got when Bountiful Baby was having a sale that you could purchase it for 99 cents. Angel Soft, or is Angels? Yeah, Angel Soft. It's extremely soft and it compacts really quickly. Um, so it will take probably all of this to fill her. Um, Actually, you know what? Let me, hmm. Yeah, I'm going to use this. I'm going to fill her with this. And yeah. And I have some pre-made glass bead packet, okay, that I made already. And the zip ties are already in here nicely. And I put this Angel Soft in this bag here because this is, I think this might be 2 packs of the Angel Soft in here. Oh, actually, no, this isn't Angel Soft. This is polyfill. This is some polyfill that okay, so this is even better. This is okay. I compressed it. I forgot. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna fill first her bum. Now this body does not have a um any ruching, you know, to give any gathering. Now, I could have, if I wanted to, I could have created ruching myself, but I didn't do that, which is fine. So, yeah, so I want her to be nice and cuddly. And now I'm going to put the glass beads in. And there's a little pocket area that I've created with the polyfill, because I want the glass beads to be in the middle of the polyfill so you don't feel it. And the glass beads that I put in her just now, make her somewhat, you know, give her somewhat of a weight. She's gonna be definitely cuddly. I do like my dolls to have a good weight on them. So yeah. I may make create another weighting pouch for her, because I am going to weight her head and her limbs will be weighted. But you know the limbs are tiny. They're quarter limbs. Yeah, so I think I will just do a little bit of of additional weight for her. These are the trouser socks from Bountiful Baby. I purchased them in bulk when they were having, I think, what is it, 40% off sale, site-wide sale. Yeah, so I got them from there. Where are my beads? Oh, here they are. Glass beads can be quite messy. So I usually like to have them in I like to pour whatever I'm doing with the glass beads. I like to have them over a plastic bag because they can end up everywhere. Try to make sure you can still see. And so I'm not going to make it very heavy. Now I use a funnel with my dolls. Oh, just a little regular funnel. And these are 60 to 70 grit glass beads. Okay, and then I just go ahead and I'm going to pour some in so that I can maybe get the weight that, that I feel I want. Add a little bit of weight. A lot of times what I do is I will put some weight in the belly area and then some weight in the chest. I will do that. And I like the way that, I do like the way that feels. Okay. I'm going to put just a small amount more. Just a small amount more. Charlie's going to take a whole lot of glass beads. And June is going to take even more than that. Okay. I think that's enough weight. These trouser socks are pretty good. They have a high denier. So the glass beads, they stay inside pretty nicely. Then I'm just going to snip it. Okay, and we keep this for some additional stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put this inside of her as well. And let me cover up these glass beads because we don't want to have them all over everywhere, accidentally knocking them over. And so it looks like a turkey. Her body looks like a turkey, but that's fine. Okay, so we are now going to fill her limbs with the glass beads. So I'm excited to get her put together. A little quarter limbs. Let's see a little funnel. I feel discombobulated because the other little funnel is inside. I'm discombobulated. So I want to get enough that it's really down in her foot. I want to have it, ooh, it spilled a little bit. I want to have it where the majority of it is filled with glass beads. And I want to try to fill up to about here or so with glass beads. So I want to get them down in her foot really well. And once I pack the polyfill around, it will compact the glass beads and make them feel more firm. I like these glass beads because they're quiet. Some glass beads that have that are a little bit larger, they're nice, but they make a crunchy sound in the limbs, which is fine. It's not a big deal that it does that. Um, okay, I think that's enough. I'm gonna go ahead and just really stuff it in really good. There are all sizes of glass beads that you can use, and it comes down to somewhat of your preference of the feel that you like and the the feel. So I take my tool and I compact the polyfill down even more. And that makes it nice. And this feels like a real foot. It feels really like it has like bones. It feels nice and firm. Really nice and firm. Okay. So then now the next foot. Her limbs are so tiny. Trying to be sure that I don't overfill them. But it's no problem if I overfill. I just pour it back into this glass container. I'll use this container because it's easier for me to maneuver. That's why I like to use this one. Okay, that's filled about the same amount as the other leg, or the other foot. Yep, so we are getting our baby Onyx put together. Our 10-inch baby Claire, she's coming along quite nicely. She has her flesh layers on. We're going to put some additional flesh layers on her. And she's really coming along nicely. We're going to put maybe another flesh layer on her and then do some blushing. And yeah. And for the hands, I'm going to fill pretty much up to here, about up to here, because you want to be able to get enough polyfill in there so that it you know, so that the glass beads are compacted firmly and they won't escape. So yeah, that was good. I got that the first time. Didn't have to do add any more extra in there. Make sure it's in the fingers. Wait a minute before I speak too soon. You make sure it's all down in the fingers good. I'm gonna put a pinch. No, no, I'm not gonna put more. Let's see. Want to make sure it's all, you know, in her hand completely. It's in here completely. Yeah, okay, great. There we go. Then we're just going to go ahead and repeat the same process of assembling our baby. Filling her limbs. You want to press the polyfill in firmly, but you want to be careful that you don't overdo it, you know, overfill and distort the limb. You just want to make sure that it's in firm, nice and compact. And I'll be sure that I'm not gonna damage the limb with my tool. Oh yeah, that feels so nice. That feels so nice. It's not even all the way together, but it feels really nice. It feels like a little bit of softness here, just a little bit, like like your hand feels, and then it feels like there's bone and the fingers feel nice, and then here feels a little bit firm and it's good. It feels real nice. Okay. And the final limb. That's the thing, you want to make sure that you get it in all areas, because once you want to try to get it in all the areas so that it has a realistic feel, and then you can add the polyfill. I'm going to take a little bit out, so I think it's a little bit overflow, just a little bit out. I have to have enough room for polyfill. Because the polyfill has a job to do, right? Okay. Her body takes a lot of polyfill, but obviously not the limbs. Not the limbs. Now her cloth body will, because we have to then fill the cloth limbs with polyfill. Now when I fill the limbs with the polyfill, I'm going to leave them a bit soft, kind of stretch the polyfill out a little bit so that they feel, kind of soft, cuddly. Okay, that feels nice. That feels nice. Tighten this up. And I'm going to move it over. Actually, let me put it down. Oh, you see, as careful as I was, I filled glass bead too. That's the thing, having a lint roller, or if you don't have a lint roller, some tape. Okay, now I want to put her on her body. Put her body together. Okay, so the zip tie, the next zip tie is in the back. So that means that, want to make sure that I put her limbs on the correct side. Okay, go there. And now we're going to fill. Actually, looking at her limb and the kit and the body, this part here is actually her knee. So she has her shin, ankle, and foot. So, yeah. Need to put a little bit more. Want to just make sure. I'm just seeing how she feels. She feels nice. Nice. Soft, but not too soft, but nicely. Somewhere in between. Okay, so we're going to put on her zip tie. And I already put on the Aleen's paper glaze on. Ah, I didn't put Aleen's paper glaze on her neck rim. Oh my, oh my. I just thought about that. I didn't. Darn it. Hey. Well, I'm going to put her together. I just won't cut the zip tie on her neck. Because once I cut the neck, then she's born. A foot and a leg. Look at her. Oh my goodness. She cracks me. She cracks me up. OMG. OMG. And I was supposed to put that Aleen's paper glaze on other day so that she would be dry. Because I was thinking about that. I said, oh, I have to put it on and everything like that. And yeah, it's okay. I'm human. I'm human. And that's where having a neck ring, you don't need to use you know, paper glaze like that. You can just assemble the doll. Now I do have um, neck rings that would fit her. I do. Um, but I've never inserted neck rings. So, and I think it does, you know, I've heard that it makes it bulky, like where the ring is, you can like feel it. So, yeah, so it's not a big deal. What I'll do is I'll completely assemble her and then I'll put the Aleen's paper glaze on at a later time, and then she'll be born once it dries, and I can put her head back on. And the thing is, with the way these limbs are made, the seam goes like this in the middle, because you can kind of see what appears to be the knee. Now, I remembered to put the Aleen's paper glaze on the limbs, which they didn't really need it because they don't need to turn, because it turns at the joint, not at the limb level. But it's okay. Get her. Okay. Sit up. Sit up. Okay, got her little legs. And her arms, this would be the elbow. In here, this is the elbow area. And it going this way and this way. It takes quite a bit of stuffing, but that's fine. Now, cuddle babies, when they have the limbs, a portion of limbs, they can wear clothes that keep the cloth body covered and have the vinyl limbs visible. And that makes it's kind of like the best of both worlds. They feel really soft, and then they have the cuddle body, and then you have like the nice limbs. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. I'm just really grateful because I think it's a very good use of her head, because I painted her limbs, and I think her limbs looked very nice, on her regular full limbs. And I could put her head on that body, but it just almost kind of feels like not a good use of that body. So I feel like putting her on a color body is a good option. So, okay. And make sure. So you see, looks like an elbow, right? And let's do the same thing with the other arm. They have some kits, vinyl kits that have, cuddle bodies like this. where you can have the quarter limbs. They also have that the same way with some silicone. And that makes the silicone dolls, you know, more affordable because they'll have a silicone, you know, a silicone head, and then they'll have sometimes a full cloth body where, you know, they have like the gingerbread hands and feet. Or sometimes they will have a silicone head, and I think they also will have like the silicone limbs, like this much of the limbs, then on a cloth body, so that, you know, kind of brings the cost down a little bit. I don't have any silicone dolls. I think they're nice. They just seem like a lot more um, work than what I would like to do as a collector. So they have, because from what I know, you know, you have to powder them and, you know, certain different things, and they're far more delicate in some ways. So, but they're very nice. They're very nice. I've seen some very nice silicones where they look realistic, and then I've seen some where, you know, they don't have much detail in the way that they have been painted. Okay, so that's her body. She looks cute. She looks cute. Okay, baby Onyx. Look at you. You look cute. Okay, so we're going to put baby Onyx over here. And we're going to go ahead and fill her head. Okay. Fill her head with some glass beads. Okay, so you saw me clip the stocking, the trouser sock. I know I did it, and I know I put it somewhere so that I would be able to use it. And now I don't see it. Okay, 1 second. You know, I'm looking for a trouser sock in a nude color because primarily that's what I use the trouser, because I have trouser socks in nude. And it was sitting right here, this white one. So I'm gonna put a knot in it. Okay. And I turn mine inside out. And I guess I'm gonna go ahead and put it inside. I've seen other artists do it this way, and I've never done it quite like this. Let's see how this works. If I like doing it this way better or not. And then I have to also put her smell good in her head. Now, I definitely don't want to spill glass beads in her hair. I like a heavy head, and I usually put the weight toward the back so that the head falls, you know, toward the back. Now her head is, her head, she has all of this hair. So her head is kind of heavy already, but I'm going to put a little bit more. I think this will probably be enough. I had some requests to assemble her, you know, do everything online. So that's why I'm doing everything online. Yeah, that's why I'm doing everything online. Okay. Okay. And what I do sometimes is I add my smell good in this part. So um, now this is a stocking which is thinner, which I generally use these for the smell good um, because these are, I feel like these are more cost effective. You can buy these also in bulk. Um, whereas these, the trouser socks, you know, it costs more and you generally want to use them for the glass beads. So I'm gonna see if I can get my smell good in here. If I'm gonna be able to get enough to stay inside. Now what I do is I just use this particular container so that I can handle it with some ease. And of course everything, you know, whether you put a scent wafer or whatever, it's totally, completely, absolutely up to you. I generally put something, you know, some type of smell good in my dolls. I do. I like it. And so that's what I generally do. And a lot of times what I do is I put in two. I put in one in the body and one in the head. So, yeah. So I'm going to try to see if I can get this tied because it's not that much on here to tie. we will go on ahead with the polyfill. Now I like to put the weighting toward the back of the head. Again, like I said, so that the head kind of naturally falls toward the back. You know. So now we have this. And now I'm going to weight stuff her head. Yeah, it feels nice. Feels nice. I like that. Now it's going toward the back. Like I said, that's what I want. And it takes quite a bit of stuffing for the head. It takes, you know, it's kind of deceptive how much stuffing is required for these dolls. You know, even their limb, their body, their limb, you know, in general for the entire doll. Sometimes you would not think that it would take that much, but it takes quite a bit. And I want her head to be somewhat firm but soft. You know, firm but not where it's distorted. But I don't want it to be soft where it feels like it's collapsing either. I want that happy medium. I want that happy medium. If I use clear nail polish, the top coat, I would be able to put it on and then, you know, it would dry in just a couple of minutes and then I could, you know, put her on the body and then cut the zip ties and she'd be born. I did use nail polish before, and what I found was that it flaked. After a while it started flaking off, so I stopped using it. I found it that way with in my own, you know, my personal collection. So fortunately it was not on any dolls that had gone to collectors. So I just, you know, used the paper, Aleen's paper glaze now. Now it could have been the brand of polish that I was using. Okay, that feels nice. Feels nice. It does feel nice. That head feels nice. I think I want just a little bit more to go toward the temple area. So I'm gonna put, yeah, so that's the only reason that I went away from using the nail polish. The top coat. And started flaking. I was like, oh no, I don't want that. You know, and she smells so nice. Okay, feels good. Not overstuffed, just stuffed just well enough. We use half. Look how much of that bag we use. use like 75% of that bag. Because before, remember, it was like all the way sticking out. It was full. And we used all of it. Okay, now, little Miss Onyx, let's put you on your body. Okay. Now, the one thing about it is I like to make sure that my doll has what appears to be shoulders. But I don't know if that's gonna work on this because this is a cuddle body, so I don't know. But we're gonna find out together. And the other thing is you generally want to have enough stuffing in here so that the baby doesn't get what's like a like that turtleneck look where the head goes like sinks down. She feels nice and soft. See? She's soft, but she does have some firmness. There is some firmness because the glass beads are inside, but you don't feel the glass beads as glass beads. They just kind of feel like because the polyfill is around them, it just gives a little bit of firmness. So let's see. The only thing with bodies like this, sometimes they will look a little full, like really a little bit full. But I'm okay with it, I'm okay. Because if you feel it less full, then they're not going to feel, cuddly. Okay. Okay. I'm going to tighten up her zip tie, but not tight enough. I'm going to have it where I can take her, put the Aleen's paper glaze on afterwards. I can get her on camera so that you can see her on her body. Okay. Which way do I need to go? Forward. Oh yeah, you can. Okay. So you can see her.
Sit like a lady, sit like a lady. Don't sit with your legs open. Don't sit with your legs open.
Okay, so now we're going to snip her zip ties, but not the one on her neck. Okay, but we will snip the others. I think I like the way she feels. Kind of pick her up. Let's see. Yeah, she feels nice. She feels like a weighted teddy bear. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna snip the zip ties. Take my glasses off so I can see, because I'm trying to see it. I want to put the I'm gonna thread it back through, so I don't want anything scratching her. Even though I'm using nail clipper, still, and I'm going very close, I'm gonna go ahead and put it, go back through. I want to do is not have my hand caught up in here. Okay. Want to put on her diaper. Okay. And on her diaper and dress her. She has this hand up to her head like, okay. And she's posing. Mm. Okay, and now let's put on some clothes. This is an outfit that I won in a contest from Making Reborn Dolls with Karen. And this is a beautiful, beautiful outfit. It has corduroy pants, real corduroy pants, and they have a faux zipper. Okay, and they're Carter's newborn size. Okay, and the top is white with black stars, and it is cotton, and it has pink buttons that match the pants, and it's long sleeves, and it has like a peplum detail to it. Let's put on her pants first so we can see how cute and realistic she looks, even though she is a cuddle baby. I wanted to comb her hair, but I don't think I can do that with her head not being, totally secure on the neck. So, and that's okay. She looks cute. She looks cute. Look at her little feet. Oh my goodness. She looks cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Baby Onyx, let's put your top on. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let me get the pants. There they are. Okay. Okay. Then let's put on her top. Come on. Trying to get the sleeve. Okay, there we go. And the sleeves have a bit of elastic to them in the wrist area. And once we have her together and dressed, I want you to tell me if you can tell that she is a cuddle baby. Or does she just look like a chubby baby? Those are all the way. I so appreciate you sharing in the journey of our baby Onyx. She has gone through so many different iterations, hasn't she? But she is a beautiful baby, a beautiful 1/4 quarter, 1/4 cuddle baby. OMG, she looks cute. Get the sleeves turned the right way. That's the way they go. That way. Make sure, because I dressed her facing you, so so the sleeves aren't exactly the way where they're supposed to be. Because the seam of the sleeve goes under, under the arm, right? Yeah. So I'm trying to get the seam in the correct place, because otherwise the shoulder doesn't look not properly. Okay, let's get this. It's really, I put this one on like really off, really off center. Okay. her zip tie. Like, let's see, let's zip tie out a little bit. Look how gorgeous. Look how gorgeous she looks. Now, would you know that she's a cuddle baby? Would you know that? Look how nicely posable she is. How nicely her limbs, they move nicely. And she makes a beautiful, beautiful baby. Now let's see what we can do a little bit with her hair. Here's all of this gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, look at there, look at there, look at there. Here's all of that gorgeous hair. Let's see what I can do with it. Let me see if I can back up. And maybe you can see slightly. It's going to be a little bit challenging because of the setup. So what can I say? But what I did was I just kind of made ringlets. I haven't cut it or done anything to it at all. And I'm not going to really cut it. But once I comb it, any loose hairs or tangles or whatever like that, I'll then address those at that time. And let's see. Because I have to trim, trim her baby hairs to the length that I feel they should be. But I just want to kind of give you a little bit of a look. Like I said, she's not since her head is not on completely, I don't want to do too much. So I'm not going to really do any and that's just distilled water I'm just spraying. I'm not going to really do anything much to her head. I'm going to put some conditioner, some leave-in conditioner in, which will make the curls pop even more. But I won't do that while she's on her body. I'll take her head off and I'll do that because it may come off anyway because it's not all the way on tight. But let me just fix this in the front a little bit so you can have a little bit more of an idea of this gorgeous baby. Now I have some do have some other little clips that maybe would hold her hair a little bit more in place. Let's see. Let me pause this. So I have some of these that might be helpful. That might be helpful. I don't know. To kind of keep it down. In the area. Depends on it. Well, I'll use this. I'm trying to get it. Show you our beautiful baby Onyx. And this, of course, is a hairstyle that an infant really would not have the hair this way with this big major swoop thing. But look how cute that looks in the back. Let's see if you can see. Doesn't that look cute in the back? Okay. And then the side and her baby hairs, which need to be trimmed. And then up front. Okay. And this is the swoop bang. Next, so it covers it. Right. Like I said, I haven't cut her hair at all. Haven't done anything like that. And only thing I may do, like I said, is I will trim the baby hairs. I'll trim the baby hairs, and I may trim what would be bangs, so that they will, come down in her face a little bit like this, but not all the way down here, so that they would maybe stop, like about maybe there. And I did do eyebrows over here. Kind of hard to see, but I did do eyebrows over there as well. And they match these eyebrows because she has lashes. So tell me what you think. If you didn't know that she was a cuddle baby, would you think that she was a cuddle baby, or would you think that she is a full baby, a reborn baby? Let's see. A full reborn baby. I don't want her head to pop off. If you saw her, you would think like, oh, okay, that's a cute baby. And then when you look and you see her hands, right? You see her hands. Cool thing is they can turn. You can angle them the way you want. And her feet. And you see just up to there. You wouldn't even know. You really wouldn't even know, because look. All of that, you see, all of that's leg, right? And all of this is hand. Is the arm. Show you all of that is arm. Is the vinyl. So tell me if you didn't know, would you think that she was a cuddle baby? Now, of course, I mean, she's moving a bit like stiffly because one, I have her on the table and I'm trying to have her in camera, and two, her head is not, secure, so I don't want it to actually pop off. Um, so tell me what you think of our baby Onyx. Oh my goodness, this video was almost an hour and a half long, and all we did was put her, stuff and fill her and assemble her on her body. And yeah, so please do tell me, what do you think about our beautiful baby Onyx with her swoopy bangs? Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace and blessings.